Carlos Nelson with Cascade Sports. We're here at Lincoln Prep's gym, home of the Blue Tigers, and we have the head coach of the men's basketball team. They just came off a big district championship win. They got a game tomorrow. Who do we have here?
Coach Ryan Glasgow.
Hey, Coach, talk to our audience. I'm going to let you hold the mic.
Okay.
Talk to our audience about the road to this district championship.
Wow, man, it's been a good one. It's been a good one. I mean, we faced some adversity early in the season. You know what I mean, trying to figure out who we were. We put together a tough schedule, and these guys battled it out, man. I mean, we won the conference, shared that with Central.
Who did you win the conference against?
We actually shared it with Central this year, so we split that.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. Ended up splitting. You know, good for the league. Had a good representation in the league. And then, man, just kept banging, man, and, you know, ended up beating Van Horn in the district championship.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. They tell me Van Horn had a really good team also. Talk to our audience about that game. If they didn't see it, tell them a little bit about how that unfolded and how you came out with that victory.
Yeah, Van Horn had a tough team. He had a really good PG, number 11. He was a tough kid. He had scored like 40 in the game prior to that. So, you know, that was big part of our scouting report, to come in and lock in on him and shut him down. Our two best defenders, EJ and Justin, were able to do that. You know, they were a scrappy team, but that's what we built on. We played defense.
EJ is your guard?
Yes, number one.
Yeah.
Yep.
His game has just really risen over the season.
Right.
Real scrappy, hustler.
Yes, sir.
Diving for the ball.
Yes, sir.
Not selfish.
Right.
I just watched him progress.
Right.
Talk about your coaching staff also. What? They can't do it without y'all.
For sure. And I mean, this is our second year at Lincoln. We put a ton of time into these guys over the summer, over the spring, you know, weightlifting, conditioning, everything we try to do to build a good program. Coach Jerome Williams, Coach Tommy Armani, who was actually a Lincoln alum. You know, we've been fighting hard with these guys, man.
How hard was it for you to get the kids to buy in to your style of basketball?
You know, our first year was a little difficult, you know, but, I mean, that's anything with change. It takes a little time. But this year, man, for the most part, everybody's been bought in from day one. You know, they know we know what we're doing. We had goals in mind for these guys. You know, we communicate with them well. And, you know, we push them. I mean, you know, this is a sport, so, I mean, you know, you got to go hard.
See, I didn't get a chance to interview your kids as extensively as I wanted to. But interviewing Central's kids, it seemed like the new coaching philosophy throughout the IL, y'all are not just building sportsmen, y'all are building men.
Absolutely.
And one thing they're taking responsibility for their
Absolutely.
actions.
You have to do that.
And when I interviewed the superintendent, he seemed to talk about that. What have you done to help them see how the world is, not just how basketball is, and what they need to do as it relates to taking responsibility? How do you all?
Well, I mean, the first thing you have to do, I mean, you know, these are young African American males. You know, they're a mirror of us. You know what I mean? They're a mirror of us. You know, we have to make them accountable because the world makes us accountable no matter what we do. Even sometimes when we're not at fault, we're at fault. So you have to prepare them for everything that goes on outside of the world. Basketball is a good teacher of that because you have to be accountable for yourself. You have to be a team player, and you have to go into it with the mindset we all win together, we all lose together. So the first thing we do is make them accountable for their actions. We don't let them slip on that, whether it's the classroom, society, you know, basketball, whatever. We stay on them about that. We want them to represent Lincoln and their families in the right way, and when they don't, we pretty tough on them for it. So
yeah, hey Coach, let's get to the real deal where the rubber meets the road.
Right.
What's going down tomorrow night, and how have you prepared your team, and what are you expecting first out of your bigs tomorrow, and then we will talk about your guard play.
Well, I mean, we play St. Joe Lafayette tomorrow at Liberty North in the sectional round, the first round of sectionals. You know, they're a good team. We've been working hard all season to prepare for these types of moments. That's what having a hard schedule is all about. That's what playing tough teams is, grinding it out. We prepare by watching a lot of film. We study guys. We try to, do what's best for our team at the same time and polish everything that we've been working on all season.
Tell me, how do you, because I've been watching your big men improve their games.
Right.
Tell me, what are you expecting from them?
I just expect them to go hard. I expect them to defend, rebound, get to the rim. Anything, we don't have traditional big guys necessarily. We let them play on the perimeter too, which is really what bigs are nowadays. Nobody's just stuck in the paint. So, we run a good offense to get them involved. I expect them to be aggressive, and just do what they do.
Now let's talk about your guards. Off camera, I think we talked about your two guards and their play.
Right.
What are you looking from them?
Well, those are our engines right there. Those are our engines right there. We expect them to guard. We expect them to defend, facilitate, lead, get everybody where they're supposed to be. We depend on them a lot to get our team going. And, those two guys have stepped up. Only being a sophomore and a junior, they've really taken on that role. The future, man.
They the wave of the future. They
that's
are
right.
wave of the future
That's right.
athletes.
We'll be right back.
Right.
We ain't done yet this year. We'll be right back with those guys. We got a great foundation, and we have some great senior leadership. So we're gonna grind this thing out, man.
All right. Covered a couple of playoff games and what have you. What have you talked to your team about turnovers? Because turnovers has that took Central out of winning their last game.
Right. Well, for us, man, you always want to take care of the ball. The main thing I try to do about turnovers is if you make a turnover, you have to have a short-term memory. And you have to correct your mistakes. You know what I mean? Don't let that turnover turn into another bad play and another bad play. You got to forget about it, and you just got to play ball, man. It is what it is. Basketball is a game of mistakes. So as long as it's how you respond, and it's not as long as you don't compound that, then we're usually good.
All right. It's a pleasure having you on the
Appreciate
show,
it.
And we look forward to that win tomorrow.
Thank you, sir.
All right.
This program is brought to you by the City of Fountains Coaches Association.